Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Scribble Time with Panda. I'm your host, Nolan, and today we'll be doing Fan Friday. So we got a few sketches in, and I will be redrawing them as pandas. So some of them are already pandas, and we'll, so like this one will be pretty easy. This comes from Software 3.0 off of Instagram. So I will just do my best to recreate this image using my own style. So let me just pop this up a little bit. There we go. And we can start doodling as we go. Hope you guys are doing well. Got my coffee here. It's another day to just sit back and relax. Well, I don't know if I relax, but be productive. And if you guys, I just finally, I know I keep saying that I will update the sheets, but I finally updated them yesterday. So if you go to punchingpandas.com/scribbletime, the sheets are all there up till yesterday's show. So thanks for waiting. When I let work kind of stack up like that, it's not really good. So it just reminds me that I need to get them just not procrastinate too much. But there's certainly a lot of projects I want to finish up, but it's just, I just need to get the time in for that. Excuse me. So he's got himself a few more book projects that I need, a couple more book projects that I need to wrap up. So I need to, I did a big rewrite for not Hector. Hector is another person we are going to feature on the show pretty soon. And so we're going to go through with that. So anyways, I was going to say that it was Hugo, and Hugo is a book I've been working on for a while. I did it mostly as an exercise of just doing a more traditional narrative storybook, and so I made it, but I kind of did it in the style as I was looking up other children's book authors, and so I was kind of mimicking their style of storytelling. But I think it doesn't really work too well, and I think it's like you would, it's kind of like when you're watching a movie, or like a remake of a movie, and they're referencing a very significant character, but you would only understand it if you had watched the previous movie. So I'm actually not a fan of well, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of these remakes, is because I think that stuff will be a lot of fun for people who've watched the previous stuff. But my thing is that I want the creators to also be telling a good story as well, not just relying on significant moments or relying on prior knowledge that you have to know about in order to appreciate the story. And it kind of comes into mind because last night my wife was watching the Crimes of Grindelwald, and so she's explaining the story to me last night, and like I didn't watch it, but she was watching it late at night, and so I was just taking a break from where I just finished up for the day, and then I just like asked her what first of all I asked her like how was the movie, and she kind of had this look where it didn't seem like it would be an expression that you would normally have if you really enjoyed a movie. It's more like like she just did a research project, and she kind of did, because she had to go back and figure out who some of these players were in the story. And obviously I haven't seen it, so I can't comment too much in terms of like the actual quality, but it sounded like just, and maybe it's because it was late at night, but I felt like she kept referring to like, oh well, this character is so and so, and this is the twist, and it's supposed to be like this character. And I had heard through, I think I might have even like watched one review of it like a long time ago, but I have like really no recollection of what specifically happened. But I kind of got the impression that it was like a kind of a convoluted story, where it felt more like about, it was trying to get like the twist in versus actually exploring the themes of like of human nature, if that makes sense. So I know I would imagine if I go and watch that movie, it probably would be, I don't know, it probably would feel like, yeah, I probably would have to go back and watch the other Harry Potters to kind of catch up, which is, it's kind of, it's a fair point to make. But like, you wouldn't watch like The Last Jedi, any of the Star Wars films without knowing any of the previous ones. first. But I think the difference is like, well, maybe there is no difference. I'm just a grouchy guy, so I'm not that well, I'm kind of grouchy. I can be pretty grouchy sometimes. Many times. Especially late at night. Or actually, no. Early in the morning, I'm pretty grouchy. Okay, so there's our panda chewing on some straws. Or chewing on some bamboo. I like... Actually, what's the cool thing is that I recently moved last year, and we actually have like a couple blades of... We have a couple patches of bamboo in our yard, so awesome photo ops and good reference material. Okay, so there's a... So that's from Software 3.0, and now the next one we'll go with is a Lion-O and Tasmanian Devil drawing by Hector. Thanks, Hector, for that. I've never drawn Lion-O before, and I've never drawn the No, I have drawn the Tasmanian Devil. But that was like back in probably 6 years ago? No, not 6 years ago. 6th grade. Man, that's like a long, long, long time ago. So I'm going to try to go through and figure this out. Whoop! I also lost my screen too. Let's try to reopen that closed tab. So I lost all my chat at the moment, but it's okay. So Lion-O is always a pretty interesting. Oh, I see on Google search there's a Lion-O Richie. Let's see this. Let's try to. I remember like probably during my high school days, I think that I think they had like the Tasmanian Devil cartoon show, and it was interesting. It was pretty fun. Although I think like the gag wore off like after a few episodes because like, oh, he's just saying the exact same thing. He's just like, you know. I think it kind of wears off after a little bit afterwards, pretty quick. But it is a really fun design though, because it's like he's basically just a giant mouth. And I remember as a kid, when I first saw like real Tasmanian devils, I was like at the zoo. I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, wait, their mouths aren't that big. It's funny, but I just love that. That's like the, you know, they were able to push that character so broad, and that's the fun thing with cartoons is like you can do that. I can't remember. I think the teeth are probably like right here, right? Along the muzzle. Yeah. And then he has like this. The devil horns are a nice little touch. But this is why I love Chuck Jones. Chuck Jones is just a master to me. And it's a shame that I don't know, there isn't kind of like there isn't like a level of restraint with cartoons these days. I think it's like, in terms of humor. I miss restraint. And these days, it feels like no one has any restraint. Okay, so got something like this. Or I think he has also he has more like a mouth like ah. Yeah, there you go. So I'm gonna kind of draw this in my panda style. So I'm gonna give like okay, and then maybe there's like a little tail like that. Blah 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 blah. Okay, there we go. I think I need to make this mouth more. A little bit more broader. Okay, so there we got Taz. Let me just add this in here because why not? I mean, at this point, the mouth is kind of like a portal, right? Because it's like. You know, I actually have like an aunt that's kind of from Tasmania. Like she grew up by Tasmania Island, which I guess is like kind of closer to Melbourne. I made it all the way to Sydney, but I didn't get a chance to go to Melbourne. We were like, my wife and I were when we were traveling, we thought about it, but it's like it would have been the equivalent of traveling to like San Francisco from like the West Coast. I mean from like Seattle, like, but I don't know. I don't know what we were thinking because it's like, well, we're already on the other side of the planet. We might as well have gone like the extra few miles for it. But and you know, like everybody in Sydney is like, you know, there's always this debate between like, oh, who's the better city, like Melbourne or Sydney. Sydney's pretty cool. I mean, it is a lot shorter than I thought it was because it was about, you know, it's all the buildings are shorter because there's an airport there. So basically, there's a height restriction to all the buildings. So it's not like this massive towering downtown. It's just everything's just lopped off. Let's see, and then we'll do Lion-O too. And like, to be honest, I never grew up watching Thundercats. Shocking, I know. But what haven't I not watched growing up? But I do remember, I mean, like, I know in college, like, they had, like, this band, Reliant K, they did, you know, of course, they did a song based on Lion-O. I wonder what they're doing now. They're probably all dads by this point. Hector, you're gonna have to explain in the chat why these two are being paired together. Because I have no clue. Is there some special crossover that I don't know of? I'll put Taz there. I'll put, maybe I'll shrink them down just as hair. Here, I'll put Lion-O there. I know, like, when I watch other artists draw, like, there's this sense where I feel like every time I watch other people draw, they're very purposeful in their strokes, and for me, I'm always the opposite, where I'm always like second guessing myself and kind of redrawing and doing some, going over an area again and again and again. I'm sure it drives some people nuts to see that, especially if you're following at home and you're trying to like copy what I'm drawing. Sorry if this isn't the best drawing tutorial. I'm gonna go like that. Takes a brave cat to just fight in underwear. And of course you gotta have the belly window. Gotta own that belly window. Guess I could add the Thundercats logo, but it's gonna be a bit tiny. So there you have it. There's your Lino and Tasmanian Devil. Okay, we got another one from Hector too. Actually, let me just change this up because that glove is looking a bit puny. Or I think I need to shrink everybody else. Let's go like that. I think that fits a little bit better. We have a few more drawings from Hector. Hector always is pretty generous. He always is very generous and provides a pretty much a glut. So this is almost like the Hector show. So yeah, so there's two right there. I'll post these as separate like drawings. Okay, so next we have I believe this is like a Pokemon. Oh, I guess so. This is a dual commission. The wife likes Tasmanian Devil, and the husband likes Lino. Nice. All right. So next we have, so we have this Pokemon. Let me just bring up the notes here. Although I think, so there's like a kind of a I don't know what you call him. What should I call him? Things look like a audio. We'll call this guy Audio Jack. So, all right. Audio Jack will be like. Let me change this up a bit. We got some quarter axe cables. Looks like he's plugging some audio cables into his arm. Let me change this up a little bit. Give more clarity to the pose. I'm gonna do 2 because I don't think I could fit 3 on here. 3 is just looking a little bit tight. Or maybe I'll just do 1. I'm gonna catch up on my social media posts. I kind of took some time away from it, but mostly because I haven't been. I don't know. I just feel like I think I mentioned it last week, yesterday, where I just felt like I'm just trying to like get stuff done, and it's like to sit down and like get the posts up, and I mean part of the thing with trying to get the drawings up is that I have to like format them to kind of make it work, or to make them fit within you know, make them more optimized towards like Facebook or Instagram. Like Instagram allows you like 10 images, right? And so I have to I just didn't want to slap something up there. Here we go. So there's our headphone player. It's jacked up. Yeah, my commission of the family is it's going all right. I've been working on this, for those of you who don't know, I've been working on this commission for a while, and it's been taking a while because part of it is I want to, I don't know, I was trying to go, I just didn't want to make it feel like it's just, you know, oh, this is who this person looks like, this is who this person looks like, and I was trying to just infuse some style in it, but it's been a while since I've been drawing human characters, so it's been a bit challenging trying to just get just trying to find that style and that groove again. And I was trying to look up different types of images as reference. Like I looked up some, like, for example, like Sean Galloway to kind of like really kickstart the style. And so like I've been trying to just work through that, and like going over the drawings again and again. And the trick is just like you want to push it, you want to make it super cartoony, but also make the characters feel recognizable. And I think I was going to show them a work in progress of the drawing, but I kind of wanted to like just take a stab at it for a while and just see like where it went, because I was having a little bit of fun, but now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, this is actually taking me a long time and taking me away from other projects, so I need to hurry up and just do a good job. And it's so I've actually been working on it for a couple weeks, because it's been challenging just trying to get work done these days. So I've been trying to figure out a good sleep schedule, and so far the sleep schedule is I don't sleep. But until things improve, that's gonna be par for the course for a while. So I'm just gonna have to deal with it in the meantime. So I know, try not to burn myself out, but I'm gonna have to go into that mode I've been in that mode for the last 3 days, and I don't feel too hot, to be honest, in terms of like waking up and just faced with parenting a very energetic 3-year-old. And I got like today my game was kind of off this morning, so I need to like regroup and get my mojo back. A lot of that is just me just collapsing because I'm just too tired. But that's kind of the status of that commission. I might show that on my other channel. I had this other channel that I was streaming, which is Nolan Lee. So I was hoping to do more live streams on that one. Versus this one's kind of more centered around scribble time, and maybe more for like kid content because of Punching Pandas. So that was to be more for about like talking with my other friends, and we can chit chat about other things. So if you're inclined, I have another channel that has not been updated for a while, but I was hoping to just kind of figure out a good time to meet, because I was meeting on that live stream at around 2, but then kind of when things got busy, it kind of fell by the wayside. So I'm trying to just restart that again. Okay, I'm just trying to tackle this interesting pattern, so I'm gonna have to work through here. I'm kind of going through a more like chubby guy. Yeah, that feels kind of weird. Let me just bring that back. Yeah, this definitely feels a little bit too much. Let's just go back. Let's sort ourselves out here. Okay, so I have I think one more drawing after this from Hector. So yeah, do one with just do a family one with just pandas. That'd be a lot of fun. I mean, that definitely would have gone a lot quicker than doing But I mean, pandas is my specialty. It's kind of been nice just to be able to at least. If I had advice for people, it's like try to find your niche. You know, try to find something people enjoy about your work that you don't mind being creative with multiple times, because you know, it is pretty challenging trying to like draw all sorts of things. Sometimes you can get a bit too you know, when you're starting out, you're just drawing all sorts of things and you're trying to figure out what your audience is asking for. And sometimes you don't really have an audience. I mean, there's no audience at all, and so therein lies the challenge of just trying to develop that content. Oh boy, this is how I know I'm sleep deprived, because my drawings are really starting to struggle a little bit here. Okay. Part of what helps me get out of my slump, though, is to be able to go back and ask myself some of the basics. So one of the basics, like I'm trying to work through here, is how do I draw animals? And the way you draw animals is you kind of have to think about the skeletal structure. But for one thing, animals don't have clavicles, so that causes the shoulder blades to go down, and so that's why we're able to stand upright. So we, as humans, have a clavicle. Animals don't. So the shoulder blades, instead of ending up on the back, they end up parallel to the side of the body. So that's why four-legged animals that's why their muscles are arranged differently. Same type of muscles. They have, you know, biceps, deltoids, that sort of thing, but it's just done in a different way. But that definitely helps with learning to study animals, is to compare the two and then kind of just see the similarities and the differences between them. Yeah, so like the deltoid would come all the way up here. This is actually the elbow right here. This would be considered the elbow. And the belly kind of comes roughly around like where the knee comes down. So this would be like the knee, and then this would be like your toe. So it's basically they're like kind of walking on their tippy toes. The trick is trying to make it so that, oh, I almost fell over. I'm standing on like a balance or an ergonomic pad, so sometimes I like to stand on the edge of it, and I just almost stumbled just there. Okay, so I'm going to add some of these details here. I'm going to give a thinner type of chain cuffs here. Then we're gonna do this. Just trying to figure out the volumes here. And then that could inform us and how to I know they're supposed to be teardrop. These shapes are supposed to be teardrop, but I decided just to make them a little bit feel more, a little bit cartoony. All right, so I think I got it. Right? Did I get it? Maybe make that tail a little bit bigger because these dinosaurs need to, type of lizards need a little bit more. And this will be the last drawing for today. We got these special characters. He tells me that I cannot, well, I sort of can talk about them, although I don't know what they're, I mean, he's kind of loosely mentioned something about them, but this will be like a little preview. I'll draw these as pandas. So here we go. You gave them to me, so I'm not liable for any. I'm not liable for showing them here. So it's kind of like a rocky type of character. It's like it's like a floating thing. then we got this little collar area. Gonna add some shadow in this area. Well, hope you guys have a great weekend. We are pretty much wrapping up here. It's been fun. I really appreciate just you guys. For those of you who watch the show or tune in, it's been fun because it's you know, being at home, it's challenging for everybody, and you know, there's a lot going on that I'm sure I don't really need to point out. So hope you guys are staying safe, you know, and all that. Okay, so here's a little bit more rock details. Alright, there we go. I think I got enough of them. Sometimes I'll put some Alright, there we have it. So thanks again for hanging out, and we'll resume Scribble Time next weekend. Thanks again to Hector and to Software 3.0 for sending their drawings. Although I don't know if Software 3.0 was meaning to be on the show, but he did tag me with one of these daily drawings, so I'm going to assume I have permission. So with that said, hope you guys are doing well. We'll see you guys again. And feel free to go visit punchingpandas.com. That's where all my work is. Plus nolanlee.com as well, where I have more. Where I have some of my non-panda stuff. And just be good to each other, guys. Be kind. It's kind of a tricky thing, and I don't know how to share my thoughts, to be honest. But just love your neighbor as yourself, and that goes a long, long way. So with that, thanks again for visiting Scribble Time, and you can download these sheets for free to color at home at Scribble Time or punchingpandas.com/scribbletime. All right, see you later.